And I pray to God that he goes to a program that challenges him.
Be more self-discipline. You know, he's doing a good job. We don't have any issues with him. You know, he's growing up.
Cormani McClain has made a significant impact on this Florida team. Cormani McClain has to be one of the most controversial players in all of college football. And just to give you a little rundown, 5-star guy, 6'1", absolute beast when it comes to the tangibles, the build, the body, the frame of an elite DB in the world of college football. Faster than anybody, elite ball skills. He's a guy that it was effortless to do what he does. Now, that does come to bite him back in the rear end when the rest of his story, because he goes and commits to Florida. Actually, he commits to Miami. Actually, he commits to a bunch of different teams and doesn't sign a letter of intent until finally landing in Boulder, Colorado with Coach Prime. Now, after that whole little snafu, there were some things about him, I don't know, maybe not doing the right things in the classroom, maybe not showing up to meetings. Look, that's what Cormani said, or that's what Deion Sanders said Cormani did and put out there, right? Fast forward, he transfers out. He says he doesn't want to play for clicks, and then he ends up as a walk-on at Florida. Now, this year was up and down for Cormani, right? We had some people speculating him wanting to go back to Colorado. He was showing up at UCF Colorado games. He was posting cryptic things on social media. It was a lot of uproar, but I think the biggest thing of this year is Cormani McClain getting a pick 6. This was his first recorded big stat in the world of college football. Like, he's been playing for 2 years, and that was his probably biggest moment. And I think the most important part, and we're going to get deeper into it, is the fact that you saw his teammates get around him. You saw Billy Napier say positive things about him, and it shows a level of growth. And I cannot be happier to announce that the biggest piece of growth today is that Cormani McClain is officially on scholarship. Now, I know that sounds weird, right? Why is it a big deal that a 5-star player was just now on scholarship? Well, it gets a little deeper. We're going to explain the whole walk-on situation. We're going to explain this most recent update, as well as go back down memory lane, watch some videos, get, some throwbacks with Deion, and a Billy Napier press conference about Cormani McClain, where his state was, man. I really appreciate y'all watching these videos, and if you like, leave a like on it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy college football content and coverage, and let's hop right into it. All right, that was a long preamble, but I kind of told you everything you needed to know. Cormani McClain is officially on the roster. Now, he was, sorry, not on the roster, but officially a scholarship player. Now, we have to remember what the world in the state of college football was. Remember, he was a preferred walk-on, and that doesn't mean he was just a walk-on. Look, in the world of college football, because of the way the NIL and collectives work, he was able to sign a collective deal, right, as you see right here. So he was a walk-on, and this is the reason why they're getting rid of walk-ons and shortening down the rosters a bunch. But because he's a walk-on player, he uses NIL deals to effectively pay for all of his, academics and things like that. So is he a walk-on? He wasn't really technically a walk-on. Now he's technically a scholarship player. So let's read this little insert here, right? So, for reasons other than his talent, not much interest was shown his way, leading him, Cormani, to commit to Florida as a preferred walk-on instead of a player on a scholarship at a lower level school. At the time, he had 3 years of eligibility remaining. In his first season at UF, he recorded 5 tackles, 1 pass breakup, and 1 interception, and a pick 6 in just 3 games of action. His season was cut short due to an undisclosed upper body injury. And see, that's something that's news to me, because there was speculation, there was up and down, and then of course we found out when Florida went to the Sarsaparilla Bowl that Cormani McClain was ruled out. Now, this is another reason why him getting a scholarship is such big news, because him being ruled out in the bowl game had a lot of people kind of speculating as to why he was out. Maybe he's transferring, maybe he was doing this, maybe XYZ, but I think it easily answers the question of where he's going to be, right? But interesting to know, I didn't know that he was dealing with an upper body injury. There was rumblings of that, no confirmation of that. I think this confirms at least that's why his season was cut short. Not just because he got burnt by Texas and got burnt by Georgia. Anyway, while only playing a total of 111 snaps on the year, he showed flashes of his talent. His breakout came in the late minutes of a Week 8 victory over Kentucky. That pick 6 I'm telling you about. And I got to show you this, man. This is what I mean by growth. This, and if you've ever played, forget if you've ever played football, if you've ever played a team sport, look at the way that they're celebrating him get this pick 6. Obviously, he just got in the end zone. We got another angle of it too. This the whole team out there, yo. The whole team is out there jumping with supposedly a walk-on. He's a walk-on second string cornerback at the time, right? and he's getting people jumping up and down like that. Those are teammates. Those aren't just some dudes who know Cormani McClain. Those are people who he's been sweating and putting in what's it called? Putting in real pain for. Wait. Oh well, he's got all this stuff. All right, there we go. This is obviously the pick six again. So there he is, obviously finishing in. He's up top. He actually jumps in the crowd. If I'm not, there he is. Yeah, he's right over here. He jumps in the crowd. Everybody's just going crazy. That's DJ Lagway. That's a 2 on his back. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just some dudes. Oh yeah, Cormani McClain has some friends on the team. No, Cormani McClain has grown. Cormani McClain has made a significant impact on this Florida Gator team, not just when it comes to the world of football, right, getting pick six, being talented, but clearly he's earned respect in that locker room. And everyone who is mean and bad or whatever and said Cormani can't do this and his mom is this and whatever, I need y'all to be as loud now. I need y'all to be as loud now when he's handled this. And he's been relatively quiet. Everybody wants to say all this stuff, and I know he did the video. These are young dudes. I ain't really heard anything or seen anything except Instagram posts. On Twitter, he putting humanitarian posts on his Twitter. That's it. And other than that, he's apparently just been working. So that's a great moment that they were talking about. I just think it's crazy. People like to talk nasty about it. But hey, I think that was a great moment. And here is kind of Billy Napier, and we're going to get to these comments. When Cormani was on the scout team early in the season, he would intercept a couple passes every day. I would just tell the staff, like, hey, this guy is down here. He got here midsummer, doesn't know as much as he can play man coverage. Head coach Billy Napier said after the win over the Wildcat, he's got great instincts. I think there is more room for growth. That's what I would say. I think ultimately he's matured, cleaning stuff up a little bit. He's a rookie. Yeah. Ultimately got to continue to do what you're supposed to do and good things will happen. He would finish the season with a PFF grade of 58.1, his worst appearance coming in 40 snaps against Texas, where he received a 35.2 grade, and god dang Goldie smoked his boots, boy. Anyway, since he appeared in only 3 games, McClain was able to save a year of his eligibility, dope, as a redshirt, meaning he will still have 3 years of full eligibility heading in 2025, while Florida faces limited scholarship availability, with McClain seemingly becoming the 85th player on scholarship, which puts the program right at the SEC's limit. It seems as if McClain has officially earned his spot on the team. Though, can I read today? Jeez. Though this was an expectation when he signed, making it official is a big step, setting the worries on McClain's character and stability within the program. I think this is huge, dog. I think this is huge, and this is kind of going deeper into the actual deal. But before we do that, let's watch these few videos. And before we do that, I want to say that just like it said, it's the officialness of it, right? That's not a real word. The officialness of it, right? To really show that someone who was labeled as a guy who couldn't grow and couldn't do these things, this is growth. And on top of that, like I said, he was the last person. He was literally, it was close, boy. It was close, but he was the last person to be put on scholarship. I think that means a lot. 105 are the total rosters now. A scholarship has shrunk down too. So I realize McClain made it with a shrunk roster. I think that is a huge testament to where he is and where he's going to be in the future of the Gators. Now, let's take y'all way back. Let me tell you why people were so crazy and XYZ about, or they act a certain way about Cormani McClain. It's because Deion Sanders had a lot to say about him, right? Let's start here, all right? Let's just start here.
What is the plan at corner? Like, is Cormani ready yet?
No. The plan at corner is cornerback committee. That's why we practice. We're going to see who steps up and takes over that role.
What's holding Cormani back at this point?
He is.
Now, and if you're familiar with the Cormani McClain experience, you know that one, and that's an infamous interview there from Deion Sanders. Now, what about the follow-up where Deion Sanders is allowed to, kind of express himself a little more, maybe alleviate or kind of take that next step? And here's Deion Sanders there.
I mentioned last week that Cormani seeing the field was up to Cormani. I wonder if you could elaborate on what you want to see him do, one, and two, did he help his case?
Study, prepare.
Late
Study, prepare. Be on time for meetings. Show up to the darn meetings. understand what we're doing as a scheme, want to play this game, desire to play this game, desire to be the best in this game, at practice, in the film room, and on your own free time. You do know that I check film time for each player upon the week. Thursday, I need film time from the whole staff so I can see who's been preparing. And that's just not about Cormani. It's about a multitude of them. So if I don't see that, you would be a fool to put somebody out there and they're unprepared. Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't do it. I'm old school. I'm sorry.
Did Oregon help in that regard? Because he got out there late.
What a score. Shoot. I started to put you out there at one point.
You see that Broncos game, or we're going back up?
Hey, leave my guy alone. Leave my guy alone. I love the Broncos. You know I love their coach. And Sean Payton's my guy. He's going to get it right. I promise you that. I believe in Sean Payton.
Hey, Coach. Brian Alford.
Sorry, we started talking about Sean Payton. I don't know how we got there. But, again, this is not something that was a small thing, right? This was – I don't want it to be a – because a lot of people who defend Cormani McClain like to come at it as like, well, this is just kind of like a mischaracterization of Cormani. It's not, dog. It's the truth of what Cormani McClain is. And before we get here, I actually want to go here with it. And this is the last kind of allusion to Cormani McClain from Deion Sanders when he kind of talks about him entering the transfer portal and being out. And then we'll go to Billy Napier right after that, all right?
Anything that you could share about the situation?
Yeah. I'm always in prayer for our young men, and I want the best for them. And I pray to God that he goes to a program that challenges him as well as hold him accountable and develop him as a young man. Unfortunately, we weren't the program that can accomplish that. So prayerfully that he understands that this is the second go round and get it. Go get it, man, because he has a tremendous amount of talent, but he has to want it.
I wanted to ask you about Cormani, Coach.
Absolutely. And again, that's nothing new from Deion Sanders. That's just been the most consistent that he could be. And before we talk about the Billy Napier situation, I do want to elaborate deeper on this whole walk-on situation, right? And this is going to be very brief. Now, Cormani McClain, like I alluded to, he was signed through Florida's NIL collective, but was still a walk-on, right? So after a standout career in Lakeland, Florida, Cormani McClain took his talents to Colorado to start his career. Then he entered the transfer portal after one season to commit to Florida, opting to return to his home state. As he gets ready for his sophomore campaign, the formerly highly rated recruit has his first NIL deal since committing to the Gators. Cormani is in partnership with UF-focused NIL collective, Florida Victorious. It replaced the Gator Collective as Florida's primary collective last year and signed 64 players to NIL deals in April 2023. Now it has an agreement with one of the Gators' most notable transfer commits. Rep by Disruptive Sports Agency, McClain was a highly touted recruit out of Lakeland. He was a number 13 overall player and the top-rated cornerback in the 2023 cycle. According to the On3 industry rating, a weighted average that utilizes all four major recruiting agencies. There that is. Let's go right into now that we know how and why he's at Florida, let's listen to the man himself. And this was actually after this was after Kentucky heading to Florida.
I think of just some confidence. I think skilled players always are a little insecure, and then obviously when they get game experience, they have some production. And it's like, okay, now I know what it's like out there, and now I can prepare in anticipation of that. So I think he's still learning the defense. I think obviously there's a lot of concepts, but overall I think he's got a smile on his face. I see him connecting with teammates. He's obviously more self-disciplined. He's doing a good job. We don't have any issues with him. He's growing up. He's still very much a work in progress, and he's definitely getting better.
And what else can you ask for, right? At the end of the day, this is a tale. Look, there's not a lot of positive stories when things start the way that they start, right? A lot of people, I think, are rooting against Cormani McClain. And you know why they root against them? Because it's easy to root against these types of guys, right? It's easy just to say, oh, well, you're not going to show up. You're not going to do it, because a lot of time those people fail. Me, I'm rooting for you, Cormani. I want you to prove them wrong, because I think it's cooler. I think it sounds a lot cooler when people were saying all this crazy stuff you had the telltale signs of a loser, and everybody said, "Hey, you're a loser," right? You're like, wait a minute, y'all don't know me. I think that's important for everybody. I don't care how you feel. I don't care if Colorado is your favorite team, if Deion Sanders, whatever. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This is a young man trying to find himself, trying to find his athletic career and trying to carve it out. And right now, what you're seeing is the growth of a man. So if nothing else happens and Cormani McClain never takes a snap, the fact that we have it on wax right here, that there is a growth and that he is striving to do so. Hey, y'all can't take nothing away from my man. So y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Cormani, about the whole situation. Congratulations to him officially being on scholarship, especially in a landscape where he technically doesn't even have to be on scholarship. I think that means something. So if y'all enjoying these videos, these updates, and everything else in between, man, leave a like on the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content, and we'll see you next time. Peace.